quarter 2026 company update and financial report. This call is being recorded at the company's request and will be archived on its website for 1 year from today's date. I would now like to turn it over to Emily Kent, the Dalton agency, who handles Cumberland's communications. Emily, please proceed.
Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining us today. This afternoon, Cumberland will issue a press release announcing its second quarter financial results. The release will provide an overall company update, including key developments during the quarter. The release, which includes the related financial tables, will be found on the company's website at www.cumberlandpharma.com. During today's call, management will share an overview of those financial results and a company update, including recent developments and a discussion of Cumberland's clinical pipeline. Participating in today's call are A.J. Kazimi, Cumberland's Chief Executive Officer, Todd Anthony, Vice President, Organizational Development, and John Hamm, Chief Financial Officer. Please keep in mind that their discussions may include some forward-looking statements as defined in the Private Securities Reform Act. Those statements reflect the company's current views and expectations concerning future events and may involve risks as well as uncertainties. There are many factors that could affect Cumberland's future results, including natural disasters, economic downturns, international conflicts, trade restrictions, public health epidemics, and others that are beyond the company's control. Those issues are described under the caption Risk Factors in Cumberland's annual report on Form 10-K and any subsequent updates filed with the SEC. Any forward-looking statements made during today's call are qualified by those risk factors. Despite the company's best efforts, actual results may differ materially from expectations, so information shared on this call should be considered current as of today only. Also, please remember that the company isn't responsible for updating any forward-looking statements, whether as a result of new information or due to future developments. During today's call, there will be references to Cumberland's new product candidates. For more information, please visit the corporate website at www.cumberlandpharma.com. The company will also be providing some non-GAAP financial measures with respect to its performance. An explanation and reconciliation to GAAP measures can be found in the financial tables of the earnings release that will be issued this afternoon. If you have any questions, please hold them until the end of the call, at which point we will be happy to answer them. Management is also prepared to hold a follow-up conversation with shareholders after the call if you prefer. With that introduction, I'll turn the call over to Cumberland's Chief Executive Officer, A.J. Kazimi.
Thank you, Emily, and good afternoon, everyone. We appreciate your joining us today as we review Cumberland's second quarter results and discuss one of the most significant milestones in our company's history. In June, our shareholders overwhelmingly approved the strategic transaction with Apatex Health, and on July 1st, we successfully closed the agreement to integrate our branded U.S. commercial businesses. This transformational transaction strengthened Cumberland's financial position, unlocked substantial value for our shareholders, and established a solid foundation for the company's next phase of growth. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank our shareholders for their support throughout this process. Over 99% of the voting shareholders voted in favor of the transaction. Their approval affirmed our strategy and reflects confidence in Cumberland's future as an innovation-focused biopharmaceutical company. We're also delighted to recently announce and fund a special dividend to return capital to our shareholders. After the dividend, we've retained sufficient capital to fund operations for the long term while maintaining significant additional financial reserves for any special opportunities that may arise. Our strong financial position will provide the foundation for executing our plans as we pivot to a focus on developing new medicines for the future. As a reminder, under the terms of the transaction with Apatex, they acquired our portfolio of FDA-approved commercial brands and related U.S. organization. Cumberland received $100 million in cash at closing, with an additional $11 million due for inventory and transition payments, along with a potential $10 million milestone payment. Importantly, this transaction enables us to sharpen our strategic focus while maintaining the financial strength needed to advance our development programs. It also provides additional capital to invest in our clinical pipeline, pursue new opportunities, and continue to create overall value for our shareholders. Our commercial portfolio served as the foundation of Cumberland's business for many years and facilitated our developing innovative therapies for patients with serious unmet medical needs. With the divestiture of our commercial brands, our strategy and focus now centers on advancing our ifetroban clinical programs, which target multiple diseases with significant medical needs and substantial commercial opportunities. We believe monetizing the value of our commercial portfolio was well-timed, as our clinical programs have made great strides, benefiting from years of scientific investment and clinical research. Several have now advanced to a point where they've generated very promising data, which has been highlighted in medical publications and in medical conferences. Following our strategic transaction, we are now in a financial position to accelerate the funding for these clinical programs, and even if just one of our products in development goes on to receive FDA approval, that milestone has the potential to be a significant value creator for Cumberland. Now I'd like to turn it over to Todd Anthony for the clinical update. Todd?
Thank you, AJ. Well, as previously noted, our key development programs are based on our first new chemical entity, ifetroban. It's a potent and selective thromboxane receptor antagonist that has now been administered to approximately 1,400 subjects across multiple clinical studies, demonstrating a strong safety profile. We are evaluating ifetroban across several advanced clinical programs for patients with a series of unmet medical needs. I'll begin with our Duchenne muscular dystrophy, or DMD, program. DMD is a rare, fatal, genetic neuromuscular disease that results in deterioration of the skeletal, heart, and lung muscles. Our ifetroban product candidate is being developed specifically to preserve cardiac function and improve outcomes for patients living with DMD-associated cardiomyopathy. We previously announced positive top-line results from our completed Phase 2 FIGHT DMD clinical trial, demonstrating encouraging safety and biomarker findings that support continued development of the program. Earlier this year, the FDA granted Fast Track designation for ifetroban and DMD, recognizing both the seriousness of the disease and the significant unmet medical need that exists for these patients. This designation allows for more frequent FDA interaction, rolling data submissions, and earlier guidance throughout the approval process. The program has also previously received both orphan drug designation and rare pediatric disease designation from the FDA, further reinforcing the importance of this development effort. During the second quarter, new biomarker data from the FIGHT DMD clinical study was presented at the Parent Project Muscular Dystrophy Annual Conference. Those findings provide additional evidence that the therapy can help preserve cardiac function in this patient population. You can review that presentation on our corporate website. We continue to hold discussions with the FDA regarding the regulatory pathway for this program, with another meeting scheduled this fall as we remain focused on determining the most efficient path toward approval. We look forward to providing additional updates as those discussions progress. Turning now to our systemic sclerosis, or SSC, program. We are also studying ifetroban in patients with systemic sclerosis, a rare autoimmune disease characterized by progressive fibrosis and vascular dysfunction that can affect multiple organs throughout the body. Patient enrollment in the study has been completed, and evaluation of the Phase 2 study data is underway with top-line results anticipated this year. Our third advanced clinical program, Fighting Fibrosis, is evaluating ifetroban in patients with idiopathic pulmonary fibrosis, or IPF, the most common form of progressive fibrosing interstitial lung disease. The study's interim safety analysis was performed, evaluating the first cohort of patients completing 12 weeks of treatment. The independent committee concluded no new safety signals were identified and no changes in study conduct were needed.